In this video, I want to talk about defense against dogs. This is another situation that comes up. It's not something that is regularly practiced in any kind of martial arts school, but it is something that is covered, it's talked about. If you've lived for any length of time, you've probably been attacked by a dog. Most people live in urban environments, and the greatest threat that people face today is often not from another human being, but from somebody's dog that is off leash and out of control. So chances are, if you've been attacked before, it's probably been by somebody's dog. And I've been bitten a few times in my life. I've been attacked several times in my life by people with dogs that weren't on a leash. So in this video, I'll try to cover some of the basics of dog defense, things that you can do to protect yourself, and hopefully you can get some benefit out of that. So first of all is some of the instruction I see out there, they make the assumption that you can avoid conflict with dogs, and you find that most of the time you can't get away from people with dogs, and if a dog attack is going to happen, it's going to be unexpected. You know, like the dog is going to seemingly come out of nowhere, it's going to run at you, and you aren't going to have much time to react if a dog decides to attack you. So this idea that you can just avoid running into dogs, or you can avoid places where dogs are a known problem, that's highly unlikely, because anytime I've been attacked by a dog, it was completely unexpected. And I was walking down a residential street, for example, that I've walked hundreds, if not thousands of times before, and never been attacked by a dog. And then all of a sudden, bang, out of nowhere, I get attacked by a dog. So, you know, like there aren't necessarily hot spots for dangerous dogs and not, you know, safe areas or whatever. If you live in an urban environment and you are around other people, there are going to be dog owners, there are going to be dogs. Of course, the most dangerous ones are people that own larger dogs and people that have poorly trained dogs or no training at all. That's when it gets very dangerous. So the reality is you can't avoid it. I mean, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Another thing is this idea of running away from a dog. You should never run away from a dog. You're not going to have enough time. So if a dog is going to attack you, it's, like I said, if you're minding your own business, you're going about life, you know, you're enjoying yourself, all of a sudden the dog decides that it's going to come at you and attack, you aren't going to have a chance to, you know, look for a fence to jump over or look for something to climb. Chances are that dog is going to be on you, and it is going to be on you in 2 seconds or less. So they come that fast, and they have the element of surprise. So it's not like you're prepared for the attack and, you know, oh, I see the dog coming from 100 yards away, and there he is, he's coming, and so now I have a chance, you know, I have an escape plan and I know what I'm going to do. Like, no, you don't have that kind of time. If a dog is going to attack you in an urban environment, it's probably going to be inside of about 30, 40, 50 feet of you, and if it decides to go for you, it will be on you in 2 seconds. 2 seconds or less than 2 seconds. Dogs are surprisingly fast when they want to come at you. They can cover ground just at an astronomical pace. So if you haven't experienced that before, just how quickly a dog can come at you, it's shocking, it's surprising, and you're not going to be able to get away from a dog. So trying to turn your back on a dog and run away is a very bad idea. You have to stand and fight at that point. You have to stand your ground. So first and foremost, most importantly, is posture. So you don't want to be front-facing a dog, because one of the first things a dog is going to do if it's going to run at you and charge is it's going to want to jump up on you, and it's going to want to push down, take you down to the ground and bite. And some dogs will go for the neck, very, very dangerous. Some dogs will just bite whatever's available. So your leg is closest to the ground, they might just bite you in the leg. So I've been bitten in the leg before. One time I was riding my bike and I thought I could get away from a dog that was coming at me if I just pedal and get away from it. And big mistake, bit me in the leg. So sometimes dogs will just take whatever's available, whatever's easiest. Some dogs will actively lunge up on top of you and try to push you down to the ground and try to go for your face and neck. So it all depends on the type of dog, all depends on whether this is a puppy, an adult dog, a trained dog, an untrained dog. You know, it depends what you're up against. But bottom line, don't be front facing the dog. You've got to be to the side and you've got to cover your vital organs. You've got to protect yourself. I always like to protect the groin area especially. So I like to have something down here to protect my groin, and I like to have something up here to protect my neck and my face. So anything here so that before the dog can get here, it has to go through this first, right? It has to get past my arm if it's going to get to my throat or my face. And if it bites down on my arm, again, a dog bite is not something that anybody wants to experience, but at the same time, a dog bite is not the end of the world. So it's painful, but it's not enough to stop a human being. So if you took a bite here, I mean, if you take a bite in the neck, you're pretty well as good as dead, but you take a bite in the arm, the forearm somewhere here, or you get bit in the leg, you're going to be able to continue the fight and you're going to be able to respond. It's not going to stop you. It's not going to be the end of the battle at that point. I mean, a dog bite is dangerous, but it's not that dangerous. So if you're in a posture where you're protecting, right? Protecting, don't let the dog get to your groin area. Don't let the dog get anywhere near your face or your neck, right? The first thing it wants to do is it probably wants to jump up and come at you. So if that happens, right, from here, you can swat the dog away. So if he's coming here and he gets up on me here, right, I can push off. I can swat the dog away this direction. If he comes over here and I see the dog is here like this, you know, again, I can push that dog off. And while I'm pushing off, I can also make an attack out of it. So I can make it a very violent shove to go from this position here and attack while pushing the dog away from me. Another thing you can do as well is you can try to kick at the dog. So if it's not jumping up at you, if it's going for your leg, or even if the dog has grabbed hold of you, whether it's grabbed your pant leg or it has bit into your leg, for example, is you can take the other foot. I know this isn't gonna show on camera, but you can always take the other foot and come down and stomp, kick at the dog. Do whatever it takes for you to survive. So if the dog is going to go at my leg at this point here, right, I can kick with the other leg if it's there. I can come down and I can stomp, right? I can drive that heel down. I can punch, right? This is another reason why we learn some of the more obscure techniques in martial arts, like a downward punch. If the dog is there, if it's on my leg, right, I can come down with a very, very powerful punch and come down at that dog and try to break it free from my leg. So, just to recap again, if a dog attack is going to happen, it's going to happen in the blink of an eye. You aren't going to have a chance to get away from a dog. You can't outrun a dog. Most people are not in any kind of physical condition or physical shape to be able to jump fences or hurdle objects or do all kinds of stuff to evade dogs. So if a dog attack attack is going to happen, chances are you're going to be unarmed, right? So I'm assuming you have no weapons on you. I'm assuming you're caught off guard, so you didn't know the attack was coming, and all of a sudden the dog is on top of you. So the opportunity to get away just isn't there. So you have to protect yourself. So you've got to get something in front of your face or neck to keep that dog away, just in case it jumps up at you. You can't be front facing to a dog. You have to be in like an L stance position or fighting stance position with the dog. And if it jumps up at you, you would rather have it sink its teeth into this and take it on the forearm and deal with it at that point than to have it get to your face or your neck. Another common place that a dog might attack you, like I said, it might go for the leg. It might also try to go for the groin. So you'd better have the groin area protected from attack down below there. And if you take one in the leg, like I said, depending on the size of the dog, you might be able to pick your leg up and kick the dog away, or you might be able to come in with the other leg and kick the dog using your other leg, or stomp down on the dog, or punch down at the dog to attack it that way. So several different options there. Another thing I've seen is to keep dogs away from you. Some people will suggest that you use a front thrust kick, where you're basically up like this, right? Bringing your knee up and then kind of kicking away at the dog. I don't like the idea of taking a leg off the ground when you have a dog, because if you have one foot up in the air like this and you're trying to kick a dog away from you, it can come around you pretty quickly. It could also grab the leg that you have extended here and pull you down. You don't have very good balance in that position, so it's maybe not the best idea. I would rather, if you're going to attack the dog, instead of up and kicking out with a front thrust kick, just front snap kick. Many dogs very, very low to the ground. If you have a small or a medium-sized dog, you're talking about a dog that's maybe about 2 feet high, 2 feet off the ground, you could very quickly and very easily kick that dog in the face with a front snap kick. I've done it before. Believe me, it works. Again, if you know the dog is not going to jump up on you, a front snap kick can be a very effective kick, especially when you're outside wearing running shoes or some heavy boots. That could be the end of the fight right there. So, what else do I want to say? Most dogs that you encounter in the city are probably going to have a collar. So at some point, if the dog is on you and you can get control of the dog, you can attack the dog. You may also be able to grab the dog's collar at some point and actually get it off you using the collar and control the dog using its own collar if it has one. So that's potentially an option for a dog that is, like a properly owned dog, not just some random rabid dog that's running around. But if it has a collar, you can sometimes use the collar to control the dog as well. And everything that I say, of course, is prefaced on the fact that you're dealing with an ordinary or common dog. If you're dealing with a trained attack dog, like a police attack dog or something, the level of danger at that point goes way, way up. Those dogs are trained specifically to hit vital spots on the body, especially dogs that are trained for military use. They're trained to go at people and target the areas where it's going to do the greatest amount of damage. So that's an extremely difficult and dangerous situation. But that's not most dogs. Most dogs are not, necessarily great at attacking people. They're not, if they haven't been bred for that and trained for that, the danger level goes way, way down for most dogs. So like I said, if you do get into a confrontation where you get attacked with a dog, chances are, if you try to run away, you're definitely going to get bit. You need to stand your ground, you need to fight, you need to get into a posture where you protect your face and your neck, and where you protect your groin, especially if you're male, protect your groin. And remember that you're probably a lot bigger and a lot stronger than that dog, and you can deal a lot more damage than you probably think you can. And especially when you're attacking in a downward direction. You come downward at a dog, whether it's a stamping attack with your foot, whether it's a low punch, you come down, you can put all of your body weight behind that and do a tremendous amount of damage. And if you're going to get bit, take it on the arm, take it on the bottom of the leg somewhere, cover your vital spots, and you'll come out on top. So, till next time, thanks.